It's your lucky day. You're about to watch a YouTube video of me talking about football. It's from That Football Stats podcast. If you enjoy it, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you agree with what I'm about to say. And if you like it up here, give it a like down here. Manchester United travel to St James's Park this weekend. This is going to be a thrilling game. Always an electric atmosphere at both stadiums, to be fair. But St James's Park this season, games are always intense there, aren't they? And this one you expect will be no different. I fear for Kobbie Mainoo if he is to start this game, because I think he will probably be targeted by Bruno Guimaraes and Joelinton, who are two wrecking balls at the moment. Joelinton especially, coming back from Brazil where he got a red card. He's come back and he's been playing. I mean, he's an aggressive player anyway, in the middle. That's his game, and it's great to watch, to be fair. Sorry if you've taken a tackle off him, but it's what makes this Newcastle team exciting as well. There's the talent. They're all good footballers, don't get me wrong, but the work rate from players like Anthony Gordon, from Longstaff who comes in, Lascelles who has come in and, out the cold is putting in some incredible performances, really. He's not just making up the numbers during this injury crisis. He's playing some of the best football of his life. He's defending brilliantly. But back to Mainoo, he had a fantastic debut against Everton. He really did. I thought Man United should have used him at all times. The problems for Man United came when they didn't go through him and they tried to find, the long ball, but they don't have the players to make it stick. So that's why I think it might be tough for him, because Ten Hag knows that you have to use him. You've got to play through him. And I think he will make mistakes in his career because he's 18, but that's not a bad thing. Mistakes are not bad. And in this day and age, I can already see that when he makes a mistake, there's going to be people writing him off forever. This is just what people do nowadays. And it's just sad, right? It takes one moment, one touch, one game. And it is the younger generation of fans. They will discredit somebody forever. Oh, he's gone. Did you not see that miss against whoever? He's 18 or whatever. He's 19. It's his first season in the Prem. Doesn't matter who you're talking about. People are not defined by single moments. So just throwing that out there, because if he does make a mistake, you can guarantee that's going to be the response. But from what I've seen, he's got an excellent touch. He always wants the ball. Really, really impressive against Everton. Just always wanting the ball, always wanting to be the outlet, coming and getting it off the keeper at times as well. At 18, to do that in an away game at Goodison Park with the fans, as they were at Goodison last week, takes some balls, to be fair. From Goodison Park away, hostile, to St James's Park away. What a double of games for Mainoo as his first starts in the Premier League. I do believe he'll start. He didn't play against Galatasaray. He came on, but Amrabat started that game. And from what I saw of Amrabat and from what I've seen of Amrabat so far, I would also start Mainoo. He can dictate the tempo of the game, and I've said this a few times on the podcast. Man United have struggled to find anybody that can do that since Scholes and Carrick. Pogba came in, but he was largely inconsistent. Mason Mount is also at the club. I think Ten Hag wants him to be that type of player, but right now he's not any type of player. He's injured, but even before that, he was not really doing much at Manchester United. So big chance for Mainoo. I will wrap this Mainoo segment up, but you can expect him to start, but I think they will target him with Joelinton and Anthony Gordon and Bruno pressing on him very, very quickly. So to Manchester United, and they come into this on the back of that 3-3 draw. They threw away that game. It's not for the first time in the Champions League this season, and it must really, really frustrate Erik Ten Hag, because you could see at the start of that game, you're like, okay, this is good. These short passes, you're getting from defence to sort of a great, dangerous attacking area in a few passes. This is amazing. And then they sort of retreat into being Manchester United. And that must just frustrate Ten Hag, because you can see that there is something there. I think it's a couple of things. Maybe it's fitness. Maybe it's mentality. But I think it's players that can do it maybe once or twice in a game, but they're not consistent. Players like McTominay, he's been very good, by the way, in terms of his output this season, but he's never going to be a De Jong or a Busquets, which is what Ten Hag wants in there. That's why Mainoo coming in is so important for them. If he can get a good relationship going with Casemiro and they can play a 4-2-3-1 with Bruno as the 10, which is, his best position. I don't know where Mason Mount's going to play if everybody's fit and firing. And the form of Garnacho is going to keep him in on that left side. I don't know if Rashford will start. If he does, it'll be on the right side, up against Livramento, which could be an interesting one. Newcastle, for all their injury worries at the minute, they are still defending very, very well. So close to a near perfect performance in the Champions League against PSG. They rode their luck, but as I say, that's sort of what you have to do in those types of games, especially when you've got the squad, or the thinness of squad, as Newcastle do at the moment. They couldn't really make a sub in that game, and in the second half, PSG brought on some of the quickest players you've ever seen, and took the game to Newcastle. But Nick Pope, another fantastic performance from him. He wasn't in the last England squad. I don't think he's been in the last couple of England squads. This is weird. This is strange from Southgate. Sam Johnson was in there, who, correct me if I'm wrong, when everybody's fit, I don't even think he's Crystal Palace's number one. Okay, I'm going to make a prediction for the game now, and I struggle to see past a Newcastle victory. I think whilst they are still injury hit, I think they've got enough in that starting 11 to hurt Manchester United. Don't forget, Newcastle went to Old Trafford and won 3-0 in the Carabao Cup with a more injury-hit team. They played 4 fullbacks in defence that game. They started without both Wilson and Isak, and they came away with a 3-0 victory. Man United have won 4 of the last 5 Premier League games, one of the informed teams in the Premier League, but when you watch the results, you know, the Fulham away, the Luton at home, Sheffield United 2-1 was it? These are not Brentford 2-1 when Brentford took the lead. Very unlucky in that game, Brentford. I believe that was the game when McTominay scored those 2 late goals. And you know what? They're still doing it. They're still getting the results, and you can't discredit that. Ten Hag will be delighted. 3 points is 3 points. But you cannot rely on that. It's not sustainable. You need consistent method of chance creation. You need some people and players that you can rely on. Is Garnacho becoming that player? He's probably the most informed player for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford certainly not in any type of form this season. But there is positives for Manchester United. That performance against Galatasaray, that's not a positive, the performance, the way they threw the game away. But the individuals at the top end of the pitch, you know, they did quite well. Another goal for Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes playing very well. He must be really frustrated. He must just look around and think, come on, guys, what the hell? Do we see Varane in this game? That's the question I'll leave you with. As the game goes on, Newcastle will tire. That starting 11 is going to be capable of beating Man United, but if Man United stay in this game and then they make some changes, I think that could be a potential game plan for Ten Hag. Frustrate the crowd, make it edgy. And we saw Liverpool get 2 late goals against Newcastle there, didn't we, earlier in the season? But I would not bet against Newcastle and the crowd and Eddie Howe. And I think they have enough in that starting 11 to worry the Manchester United defence, which has looked shaky all season. Luke Shaw's back. If Dalot plays, you're going to leave a lot of space for Anthony Gordon. Up against Anthony Gordon, I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to start this game because his one-on-one defending is fantastic. If you're still here right now, you are in a very small percentage of YouTube viewers. You got to the end of the video. There is a podcast that I do called That Football Stats Podcast. There is a website that I run called oddalerts.com. I am the founder and developer of that website. It is a football data company. You can go and do player searches, team searches. You can create filters, do back testing. There's alerts on live odds, Pinnacle dropping odds, player fouls, value betting. There is a lot in there, automated bet tracking as well as a predictions page where you can add your predictions and see how they rank and win prizes at the end of each month. There's a lot to it. If you want to check it out, you can do oddalerts.com. And if you've enjoyed the podcast, you can subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and the likes. And I really appreciate you for watching this video.